Rahim. Assalamu alaikum students of class 7. Today we are gonna learn unit number 4, and this is basically the stories of Mullah Nasruddin. Now Mullah Nasruddin is a very famous personality and he was very popular in the whole of the Islamic world. Okay? So today we are gonna learn about him. Okay, what are there are three different stories about him, three different things that he done, and we are gonna enjoy this lesson a lot. Okay, now here we are. Mullah Nasruddin, born in 1282 and died in 1284, is Turkey's best known character who is very popular in the whole of the Islamic world. So basically, he is known as he's a very popular person, and he was very popular in the Islamic world as well. So in a Turkish language, he is addressed as Huja. And what is the Huja means? Huja is a title. It meaning teacher or a scholar. So it means that this person was a very learned person. Learned means a person who has a lot of knowledge. And over here, if a person is learned, obviously then he can become a scholar and a teacher. So it shows that this person is a quite a knowledgeable person. Now, therefore, we translate the title as Mullah in Urdu language, and as many as 350 stories have been attributed to his character. So, there are 350 stories associated with this personality through his character. Mullah Nasruddin was a witty man. Now, this word witty, it means intelligent man. A man who has great intelligence is a witty man, and who can, with a sense of humor, it means that he was intelligent. Along with that, he could turn a situation into a humorous situation. Now, what is humor? Humor means something which is funny. You say it's humorous. Okay? So what he used to do, he used to act in such a way that he was quite intelligent, that he could turn a situation into a funny situation. Okay? He was good conversationalist. Now, conversationalist means what? It means a person who can talk very well, who can talk in a way in such a way that people enjoy his talking. And as he knew how to talk to people in a simple, funny manner without showing anger, so he could talk in such a manner that he could not show anger, and he would convey his message to others. He teaches people how to handle daily matters of life with a wise and relaxed approach. Wise means somebody who is very intelligent, he knows using his wisdom, and in a relaxed, and it means he would never get angry himself. Okay, and in the same way, he through his life we can we can take this message that we should, without being becoming angry, we can handle a situation properly if we use our mind properly, and if we are wise. Wise means akalmand. Even when he fails in his work, he handles it humorously and makes everyone take it lightly. Now, sometimes it's not all the time it's necessary that you win. Maybe there are certain things sometimes that you lose something or you fail in a certain task. So what happens when he used to fail in a certain task? He would turn or handle the situation humorously in a funny way, so that to make in such a funny way that everybody would take it lightly. Lightly means यहाँ पे कि हल्का ले लेते, it's no big deal, it's all right अगर ये हो गया है तो, यानी कि उस अगर कोई काम बहुत सीरियस भी होता था, लेकिन जैसे ही वो उसको हैंडल इस तरीके से करते थे कि लोग कहते थे कि नहीं, जस्ट कोई हल्की सी बात है, नो प्रॉब्लम, और वो उसको इतना ज़्यादा सीरियसली नहीं लेते थे. ठीक है? He succeeds in life through wit, innocence, mischiefs and pranks. Now, this is a very important point. Wit. How did he succeed in life? Through wit, यानी through his intelligence. He was also an innocent man. मासूमियत उनके अंदर थी. Mischief, शरारतीपन भी था. Pranks, जब आप अपने किसी को तंग करते हैं, जानबूझ के pranks करते हैं उनके साथ, तो he used to do these things as well. So it shows कि he was quite successful man in his life. Now we are going to enjoy reading the three stories from his life. The first one is The Man on the Tree. Now let's see what is the man on the tree about. One day a man climbed up a tree. While climbing up, he did not realize how tall the tree actually was and kept climbing up. Upon reaching the top, When the man looked down, he realized that climbing down from the tree would not be as easy as climbing up. He could not think of any way of getting down without injuring himself seriously. Now, in the first paragraph, what is the story about is about a man, and this man has climbed a tall tree, and when he was climbing up, he did not realize, उसको पता नहीं चला कि वो जो दरख्त है वो कितना लंबा है, कितना tall है. And when he reached at the top, then he became scared. Oh my God, how am I gonna get down? मैं नीचे कैसे उतरूँगा? Now, in such a situation, he was now. He thought if I just go down, or if I fall, that what is gonna happen is that he is, if he get down in a unprotective way, he's gonna injured himself. यानी वो अपने आप को जख्मी कर लेगा अगर वो properly उसके नीचे नहीं उतरा. Now he was quite worried. Let's see what happens next. He asked the people who were passing by to help him, but nobody could think of a way of bringing him down safely. Soon, quite a few people gathered around the tree and tried to help the man, but no one knew what to do. Now there was no one who could knew, and there are a lot of people gathered, but no one knew what to do. The man remained stuck on the top of the tree. Just then, Nasruddin, who was walking by, saw this scene and wondered what was going on. The people standing around the tree told Nasruddin about this situation. So when Nasruddin came over there, the people told him, okay, this is the situation, and this man is stuck on the top and he doesn't know how to climb down. Now let's see what comes into Nasruddin's mind. Oh, Nasruddin said, I'll get him down in no time. He took along a rope and threw one end of it up to the man, telling him to tie the rope around his waist. Now what happened? He told him to tie the rope around his waist. अपनी कमर के साथ rope को बांध दो, ठीक है? Now this was the idea of Nasruddin. He took a long rope, एक लंबी रस्सी ली, उसे ऊपर फेंका, and he said कि catch it and tie it around your waist. Waist कहते हैं कमर को. So everyone wondered what Nasruddin's plan was. When one of them asked, Nasruddin replied, just leave it to me. It's a foolproof plan. He said, "Okay, just leave it to me. ये foolproof plan है, बिल्कुल 100% it is gonna work, and we are gonna take him down." Now, what happens when the man on the tree had tied the rope tightly, मजबूती के साथ around his waist? Nasruddin pulled the rope with all his force. As soon as Nasruddin did this, the man fell down from the tree and hurt himself badly. Now what happened when he just pulled that rope? The man on the top of the tree, he fell down and he hurt himself very badly. Now he was very badly hurt. The bystanders. Now, who are the bystanders? The people who were standing around, and they were observing everything, and they were looking at the thing, and so they were shocked. Now, what happened? They were shocked, and why were they shocked? Because they looked at Nasruddin. What has he done? They turned to Nasruddin and asked, "What were you thinking? And what kind of silly plan was that?" So Nasruddin replied, "Well, once I did exactly the same thing and saved someone's life." Now Nasruddin is giving them an example that I have done the same thing once, but and I helped a man and saved his life. So one man asked, "Is that true?" "Absolutely," replied Nasruddin. "The only thing I can't remember is whether I rescued him from a tree or a well." Now this is the humorous part. इस humorous part का मतलब है मज़ाहिया part है कि जिसमें वो कहते हैं कि I don't know कि मैंने उसकी मदद की थी तो क्या वो कुएं में गिरा हुआ था कि दरख्त के ऊपर था. That is something to think about. ठीक है? So it is a funny story in which he helps a person but he gets badly injured, and along with that पता चलता है कि इसने अकल तो इस्तेमाल की लेकिन पूरी नहीं इस्तेमाल की. Okay, here we are now with the second story, and the second story is the guest of honor. Now guest of honor is a person who is the main chief guest, and he is given the most importance in the whole audience. So he is being invited to that guest of honor is specially invited to a certain function. Now over here, let's see what is this story about. One day in the midst of his travel, he travels to give talks in various nearby villages. Now what is the first word? Midst. Midst means middle. So middle of his travel, in the middle of his journey of traveling in various nearby villages, the intrepid. Now what is the meaning of intrepid? It means basically it means brave and fearless. Intrepid means brave and fearless person. So he was also a brave and fearless person, and Mullah Nasruddin came across a beautiful palace he had never seen before. After exploring all around the palace, admiring its beauty, he decided to enter. Being tired of all his wanderings. Now what is the meaning of wandering? Wandering means going around here and there without any reason. He headed towards the first chair that he saw in the reception area. Now what is the reception area? The reception area is basically the area in which you receive people, okay, and they come and they sit over there. It happens to be the largest and the most comfortable chair there. Now what do you think this chair was? For whom this chair was? किसके लिए थी ये chair? It was basically the chair for the chief guest, ठीक है, for the guest of honor, because this chair was the quality was that it was the largest and the most comfortable chair, ठीक है. So it was basically for the chief guest. Now let's see what happens. As he was about to sit down, the palace guard quickly came over to him and said, "Sir, that chair is reserved for our guest of honor." Now, this word reserve means something which is set aside for a particular person. Reserve means that you're not allowed to sit on that person, that chair, or because that is allowed only to a specific person. Okay? So, यहाँ पे what happens is the guard stops him from sitting over there. So what is Mullah Nasruddin saying? I am much more than a mere guest. Now mere means only. Mere means only. I'm not just only a guest. I'm much more than that. The honorable or not. Okay, I'm much more than a mere guest, honorable or not, whether I'm honorable or not, but I am more than that. So the mullah replied without yet sitting down. He wasn't he had not sat down on the chair, but he said this. Well, who are you? Are you the diplomat? The guard asked. Now, what is the meaning of diplomat? Diplomat is a person who represents his country in other foreign countries. No, I'm not a diplomat, the mullah said. I'm much higher than that. Now, well, perhaps you're the minister then. TK minister is also a very big personality who controls state affairs. So the guard said suspiciously. Now suspiciously means when you are in a doubt, आपको जब शक हो तो फिर आप जब किसी से बात करते हो तो it means suspiciously. No, not even close. I'm much higher than that, Mullah said. Well, the only title higher than that is the king. The guard replied with anger. Are you perhaps the king himself? He asked with a great sarcasm. Now, sarcasm is a special type of a tone, insult mixed with humor. Then when you are making a fun of someone and you are insulting someone, you use sarcasm. No, I'm much higher than that. Are you crazy? In this town, nobody. Now here, this is a very important point. Okay, in this town, what is the guard saying? Nobody is higher than the king, the guard said angrily. Now, at last, now you understand. I am nobody, the mullah said as he sat down. Now he was the nobody, and this nobody became the highest person and the most important person who is higher than the king and higher than everybody else. ठीक है? तो एक तरीके से it was funny and he was witty, he was intelligent how he controlled the situation. Now let's see what is the next story about. The next story is the turban is mine. Now, what do you think is a turban? Turban is a head dress or a sort of a a sort of a hat that is worn on the top of the head. Now, it's not basically a hat. Let me just show you in the picture, and you will understand what. Okay, जी, here we are. This is known as a turban, जिसको उर्दू में पगड़ी कहा जाता है. ठीक है? So we are going to talk about this turban, and this story is the turban is mine, about again about Nasruddin. So Nasruddin's old friend Enola came to visit him one day from a far away village. I want to introduce you to a few people, Nasruddin said, told Enola. Okay, replied Enola, but please lend me a turban for I am not properly dressed. Now this turban is not something an ordinary thing. It's very important because people used to wear this. It was a source of honor, sort of an honor for them, and people used to this was a special dress code at that time. So as the friend did not have a turban, so he asked him to lend him one. lend का मतलब होता है कि आप किसी को थोड़ी देर के लिए बोरो करने के लिए दो, उधार पे दो और उसके बाद आप उससे वापस ले लो. So Nasruddin lent him the turban, and as they went to visit one of the Nasruddin's friends, "This is my friend Enola," Nasruddin said, "but the turban he's wearing is mine." Now what happens? He tells his friend that the turban is basically he's wearing is basically mine. So he is humiliating his friend in a certain way. Okay, now deeply annoyed. Now the friend was quite annoyed. Annoyed means irritated. When you get angry and irritated what your friend is saying. So he was quite annoyed by the remark, and Allah waited until they left the friend's house, and then he said to Nasruddin, "Why did you comment about the turban I'm wearing being yours? I don't don't do that during our next visit." Now he was angry. "Why are you saying about the kid? This is yours. Don't say it like this. This is very bad." So they made their next visit, and this time Nasruddin said, "This is my friend Enola, and the turban he's wearing is his, not mine." As they left, Enola once again expressed his annoyance, exclaiming, "Why did you go on to such lengths to say that the turban was mine and not yours? Don't do it on our next visit." Now, so as they made the next visit, Nasruddin said, "This is my friend Enola, and I have nothing to say about whether the turban he's wearing is his or mine." Now again, he is doing the same thing again and again, and he's again and again annoying his friend, and this way the story becomes interesting and funny as well. Okay. So with this we come to our end of our chapter, and the explanation of this chapter has been done. Now iske question answers we are gonna I'm gonna send it to you later, but we are gonna do the words, meaning and sentences of this chapter as well. Okay, now here we are with the words, meaning and sentences. Beta, one more thing, there are certain things in this chapter that we are going to leave for the time being. When you come into a school, then we are going to think कौन से exercises करनी है. For the time being, अब इस chapter में we are going to do the words, meaning and sentences and a little bit of pronoun. ठीक है, तो जो बाकी चीज़ें रह जाएंगी वो उसमें से जो करना होगा वो हम स्कूल में आके भी कर सकते हैं, बट अभी आपको जो मैंने करवा रही हूँ आप उसके ऊपर फोकस कीजिए. ठीक है. So we are going to do the question answers now, and the the word sentences now. And here we are with the first word, that is mischief. Now mischief, I told you before, it's an action that annoys or irritates someone. किसी कोई आप शरारतें करते हैं तो आप you get irritated. Now what sort of a sentence can we have of this? It's over here. Okay, the naughty boy was known for his mischiefs. Okay, जो शरारती बच्चा था वो अपनी शरारतों की वजह से काफ़ी जो है वो मशहूर था. Everybody knew about him. ठीक है. Then we have prank. The next word is prank, and we have the sentence, Ali played a prank on his elder brother. ठीक है. Most of you sometimes play pranks on your brothers and sisters, so in the same way he did that. The next word is bystander, and bystander means basically observer, onlooker, spectators, the people who look and don't help anybody, but they look and gather around. So there were many bystanders at the site of the accident. Mostly when an accident happens, what happens over there? Okay, a lot of people gather. So in the same way the bystanders were gathered over there to watch or observe the accident. Okay, now the next word we have is the midst. Now midst means what? It means it means in the middle. So now we have a very good interesting sentence over here. She screamed. Scream का मतलब है चीख मारी in the midst of her exercise. Well, यानी वो exercise कर रही थी, and she screamed in the midst of her exercise when she saw a lizard. Now lizard is छिपकली, and you know the girls are mostly afraid of lizards. So in the same way she also screamed. Why? Because there was a lizard, and during in the midst of her exercise she screamed loudly. Now the next word we have is the intrepid, and now intrepid means brave, bold and courageous. And here we have the meaning sentence, the intrepid soldier fought bravely, कि बहुत बहादुरी के साथ वो लड़ा. Then we have the next word, wanderings. Now wandering over here means कि aimless, slow or pointless movement when you're going here and there without any interest or without any specific aim. That is means wandering. Now the sentence can be, a crazy man was tired of all his wanderings and went to sleep. Now he was wandering around, the crazy man, कि मतलब उसका कोई aim नहीं था, and he was wandering around and then he went to sleep. Then we have the next word, and this is mere. Now mere means very simple, only such word. So हल्की सी अगर आपके जहन में कोई thought या कोई ख्याल आता है तो इसको भी कहा जाता है कि it's a mere thought. ठीक है. So the sentence that we have over here is, the mere thought of death filled him with terror. किसी एक डेथ की हल्की सी जो है ना आपको मौत की एक हल्के से जो सोच है वो ही आपको उसने उस बंदे को खौफ में मुब्तला कर दिया. ठीक है. So filled him with terror. Then we have the next word, and that is the diplomat. Now the diplomat is a person who represents his country's government in a foreign country. मतलब foreign country मतलब है कि आप किसी दूसरे country में गए हो और वहाँ पे आप अपनी country को, अपने मुल्क को represent कर रहे हो, तो that means कि you are a diplomat over there. ठीक है. जो officially वहाँ पे आपको officially वहाँ पे तैनात किया जाता है. ठीक है. So let's see what is the sentence of the diplomat. The diplomats of different countries were present in the meeting. ठीक है. Then we have the next word, and that is suspiciously. Now suspiciously means what? It means doubtfully, or when you are doubtful about if there's something fishy around it, कुछ गलत हो रहा हो, तो you say कि यहाँ पे it's suspicious. ठीक है. The sentence that we have over here is that the strange man was looking suspiciously at the bank. Maybe this person wanted to have rob the bank, or maybe he was a strange person, so definitely he had certain aims about it. So here we are, that he was looking suspiciously at the bank. Then the last word we have over here is the sarcasm, and sarcasm means insult mixed with humor. Now here we have a sentence, her words were full of sarcasm when she replied to her enemy. So it may full की जगह filled भी filled of sarcasm भी हो सकता है, and it means कि when she was talking to her enemy, she was sarcastic in her conversation. ठीक है. So with this we come to an end with our words, meaning and sentences. ओके गर्ल्स, ये वाली जो पैराग्राफ है, बेसिकली दिस वन, ये आप लोगों ने खुद से पढ़ना है. रीड इट योर सेल्फ. इट्स अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग सॉर्ट ऑफ स्टोरी, एंड यू आर गोना एंजॉय इट अ लॉट. अगर आप इसको पढ़ते हैं आप बहुत इंजॉय करोगे, तो इसको ज़रूर पढ़ें. इस सॉर्ट ऑफ अ राइम, देयर इज़ अ सॉर्ट, यू कैन से कि सॉर्ट ऑफ अ पोएम स्टाइल में लिखी गई है, एंड यू कैन से नो, it is a sort of a poem. ठीक है. And it is very interesting. It is quite long, लेकिन आप उसको पढ़ेंगे तो you're gonna enjoy it a lot, and it's just for it will improve your reading skills as well. So I want you to read it for your reading skills, to improve your reading skills. Okay. Okay, now here we are with the pronouns, and now the pronouns, जिस तरह noun होता है, noun, what is noun? Most of you have done nouns. Okay, noun is the part of speech. In the same way, pronoun is also a part of speech. ये देखें, and basically pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. और इसमें क्या आ जाता है? We have he, she, it, they, and we have I, we. ये सारे के सारे जो हैं, all of these are pronouns, and these pronouns are known as subjective pronoun. What do we call it? Subjective pronoun. ठीक है. So the first we have 3 types of pronoun that we are supposed to do, 4 types over here. आप लोगों ने इस पेज पे करने. The first one, he, she, it, they, I, we. They are known as subjective pronoun. What are they known as? Subjective pronoun. It is also written over here as well, and these are subjective pronoun. Let me write it again. So first we have subjective pronoun. pronouns. ठीक है, उसके बाद then the second thing is that now we have another pronoun and that is known as the objective pronoun. ठीक है, so what are the objective pronouns? ठीक है, I'm gonna tell you कि the objective pronouns are the pronouns that come at the end of a sentence and the same he, she, it will convert into other words, just like for example he will change into him when it comes at the end, she will change into her, it will remain it, you will remain you, I will change into me, we will change into us, and they will change into them. So in this way they will become objective pronouns. Now the next step is that we are gonna do, that we are gonna learn is the possessive pronoun. Again the same thing but we are gonna almost the same thing. Now वही वाले he she it जो है, अब वो possessive pronoun कैसे होते हैं? Possessive pronoun means basically means कि when it shows possession it becomes possessive pronoun. Now how, what are the possessive pronouns? Let me tell you. We have his for his, hers, when we put an s with her it becomes her, so it shows possession. Hers, this book is hers, ये किताब उसकी है. We have mine, ours, yours, and also we have theirs, theirs, theirs. So these are all your possessive pronouns showing possessions. ठीक है, now look at the example over here. Ali is a postman, Ali carries a blue bag. Now over here Ali is repeating and this repetition, it doesn't make sounds good. To make the second sentence some sound better you can change Ali into he. तो यहाँ पे इसने simple he लगाया है and that is your subjective pronoun जो कि हम यहाँ पे इस्तेमाल हुआ है. ठीक है, so basically pronoun are the words that are used instead of noun. Now here we are given under other different types of pronoun. The first one is given for you and that is the subjective pronoun. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया है, subject pronouns replace nouns that are the subject of a sentence clause. So in a sentence, now look at this sentence. In this, I am 12 years old. Now I is what? I is your subject and it is a pronoun. Then in the second, you again मैंने आपको example पहले दी है. You seem upset. Now you is your subject and you is also your subject pronoun. Then we have the next one, that Azmat is, sorry, let me just make it okay. Now we have Azmat is angry and he wants Bilal to apologize. Now over here he is your subject pronoun. This table is old, it needs. Now for non-living things what are we going to use? We are going to use it. So it needs to be repainted. We aren't coming, again your subject pronoun. Then we have the next and that is the object pronoun. मैंने आपको पहले जब बता दिया है कि I will change into me, he will change into him, she will change into her. In the same, or you will remain as you. You को change आप नहीं कर सकते. So in the same way here we are, give the books to me. Me आपका जो है वो क्या है? आपका objective pronoun है. You आपका objective pronoun है. Her आपका objective pronoun है. Rashid received a letter from him. Him is your objective pronoun. Maryam can't find it. Now it is something which is non-living thing. Now she's looking for something but that thing is not present over there, so they have said it. Don't be angry with us. Now us is your objective pronoun and tell them to hurry up. Now over here them is your objective pronoun because it comes after the verb and tell them, यानी sentence comes over here. यहाँ पे sentence अगर देखें तो complete हो जाता है. To hurry up is the complement additional words. So over here this is complete, so them is your objective pronoun. Okay, now here we are the possessive pronoun. जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बताया था, it shows possession. Possession pronoun replace possessive nouns as either the subject or the object. इसमें they can be the subject or the object of a clause because the noun being replaced doesn't appear in the sentence. It must be clear from the context. This book and this bag is mine. Now mine is your possessive pronoun. Yours is not blue. ठीक है, तो yours again, that bag looks like his. मैंने आपको शुरू में एग्जाम्पल दिए है ना. These shoes are not hers. The car is that car is ours and there is a park in the there's is parked in the garage. Now theirs means उनका, is parked means कि किसी गाड़ी के बारे में बताया जा रहा है कि गाड़ी जो है that is parked in the garage. ठीक है, so over here theirs is your possessive pronoun. Okay, now here we are with the fourth type, and this fourth type is the reflexive pronoun. Now reflexive pronouns are the pronouns that are like other pronouns, refers back to the subject. Reflect means कि reflect back करते हैं ये जो आपका जो subject होता है, जैसे कि I है तो उसके साथ I told myself, you cut yourself. इसकी ख़ास बात ये होती है कि इसमें self आता है. I, you, we, she, he, it, you put self with it and it becomes reflexive pronoun. So I told myself, over here myself is your reflexive pronoun. Then in the second one you have yourself in your reflexive pronoun. In the third himself. In the fourth itself. And in the last one we have themselves as well. So these are all your reflexive pronouns for over here. So I hope that you have enjoyed the grammar portion as well. In this book, in this chapter, basically we have done this words, meaning, sentences. We have done pronouns over here. The rest of the work abhi hum nahi karenge. We are gonna do that later when you come into the college, inshallah, when the college opens. ठीक है, और अभी for the time being, till here we are gonna do it, and आपके question answers we are gonna send it later. Okay, Allah Hafiz from my side, and I hope that you have enjoyed the lesson a lot.